Hi everyone, Griffin Bridgers here. Perhaps one of the biggest benefits of AI is the ability to create Goldilocks solutions for client engagement. It is in that spirit that we're looking at today's tool, which I've called the Fiduciary Draft. So, one of the biggest sticking points in working with estate planning clients is the choice of individuals to act in various fiduciary roles under documents. You could have things like medical agents and financial agents under powers of attorney, executors under wills, guardians for minor children, and various trustee roles within a revocable trust. So let's say you want a way to work with clients in an interactive way to select fiduciaries and see in real time the ability to move names around and figure out what your different permutations might be. So let's look at the fiduciary draft and how it might assist. So as you can see on the screen, I have that this is like a fantasy sports draft, which was really what inspired this is that if you've done a fantasy sports draft, you have various names of players and you can move them around and shuffle them around to different positions and figure out a depth chart. Well, that's the same approach we often take when it's time to select different fiduciaries. So what this tool allows you to do is fill in the names of up to 20 different fiduciaries. So for the sake of this exercise, we're going to select a few different ones. So I'm going to type in some names, then we'll look at the operation on the next screen. So as you can see, I've picked out some various fictional agents or fiduciaries who might work under the plan. So I have John Cena, Nikola Jokic, and Mr. T. We also have options where if you don't know who you want to act, you can always choose unknown. Or if you don't want to name perhaps a backup agent or even any backup agent, you can choose NA for not applicable. So with this, while there's no particular order to this, we can choose different roles to which we can appoint agents. So let's say we just go in order here where we have John Cena, the Joker, and Mr. T as medical agents. So if we get into this and decide we don't like one, we can always drag it out. And in that case, we can then reassign as well. If we decide we don't want a backup, we can just double click and put in A. But throughout this, we can pick fiduciaries, drag and drop. We can pick different orders. We can leave unknown if we have agents or executors or fiduciaries who we don't know. For example, maybe we don't want a digital asset custodian. We can just simply fill in unknown. We can drop in NA. But there's all sorts of different permutations we can use here. And then finally, when we're done and we're ready to move on, once we've made our choices, this information can be shared. So at this point, we can click on generate draft results. And what you get is a report telling your attorney or advisor who you've chosen to serve in different roles. This allows for the quicker completion of estate planning documents. As you can see, we have a handy report here, and this can even be printed as a PDF. So if you want to save it as PDF, you can do so and then click save. So this is a secure front-end only app which allows for the saving of results in a PDF, but doesn't utilize any back-end storage of your secure information or any form of database, so that this is a one-time shot. Later, in version 2, I will consider further functionality, for example, allowing a firm to add its logo as a custom feature, or, for example, allowing you to store these inputs locally to your computer or to a cloud drive such that they can be reloaded if needed, or that you can have different arrangements stored for various clients. So thank you for joining me. That is the Fiduciary Draft. Stay tuned for other AI-inspired estate planning engagement tools.